Okay, so Abdul has more questions. Nowadays, Abdul keeps thinking about all kinds of plants that he sees. Abdul saw a plant growing out of a wall in school. He wondered, how deep must the root of this plant be going? You can see this kind of plant. This is a people plant. This small people plant you will see near your on the wall in the flats most of the time, near the water pipes where there is a leakage. Okay, so what happened? Water, because of the water, these small, no, for the water the small birds they come, right? And since they eat all the fruits of these plants, these trees, so when they come for drinking water, some of the seeds they just fall down and then they sprout and become a tree, small plant, right? So how do they get water? Then how big this plant grow? What will happen to the wall? Can you give the name to the plant on the pictures? Okay, so this you have to answer, children. Okay, now the concept of that root absorbs, we all know the function of the roots, right? The roots absorb water. It's difficult for children at this age, but we know when you water the plant, the roots of the plants are inside the soil, right? And the soil gets wet when you, because you're watering the plant, you're watering the soil. Why we water the soil, we not water the leaves? Because water is absorbed. Absorb means sucked up. The water is absorbed by the roots. So we water the roots. We don't water the leaves or the stem, right? So when you water the plant, water is being absorbed by the roots and it goes all over the plant, right? It is, however, important to give them opportunity to think about this relationship. Different children may be of different level of thinking. This we all know, children. I think now at this age we all understand that how the what is the function of the root is to absorb the water and absorb the water and transport it to the different parts of the plants. Now, have you ever seen a plant growing from the crack in the wall? Where was it? Did you have any questions when you saw it? What were some of the questions? Ask elders and find the answers. Find out the name of the plant you saw. So, in the cracks of the wall, wherever you have seen the plant, what plant you saw, then you must be wondering how these plants came here, how they are getting the water and all. So if you have any question regarding this, you can ask me. Okay. Okay, just move ahead. Abdul saw a huge tree that had fallen on the roadside. He remembered the neem tree in his courtyard. He could see some of its broken roots. Abdul thought, would someone have uprooted such a big tree, or would it have fallen on its own? How would how old would this tree be? Abdul, on seeing a tree surrounded by cement ground, thought that how will it get rainwater? So the amount of water will it get will be very less, no children? Because how much is the rainwater he can get here from this much open soil? So we should not keep this little space for the water to absorb, water to get seep. Water gets seeped. So seeping of the water means water get absorbed by the soil. So the amount of soil, the volume should be more, no? Here is just like one tile they left for the for the plant to absorb or for the rainwater to go down. But it's very difficult. So they are just wondering how they are taking the rainwater. Okay, let's move ahead. Let us talk. Which are the oldest trees in your areas? Find out from your elders how old the trees are. Name animals who live on this tree. Have you ever seen any big tree that had fallen down? What did you think when you saw it? Okay, these are the questions. Now, unusual roots. So, children, we are talking about the usual roots which we have already seen. That all the plants have that usual roots. But there are some roots which are not usual, which are not natural, normal. Normally we see is the unusual roots. Where do you find that? So have you swung from a banyan tree? This is the banyan tree, and this banyan tree diagram, children, you have to draw in your notebook. So your first page should have this diagram. Okay? So see how children are enjoying and swinging from the roots of the plant, these trees. Okay, this is the root. Big roots. They are hanging roots. Okay. Of course, they have one more root which will be below the tree, below the soil, but this is the unusual roots which is hanging from the top. Alright. So children, this diagram you are going to draw. Alright. Moving ahead. So, what did you hold to swing? What looks like hanging branches are actually the roots of the trees. These grows down. This is important, children. Okay. These grows, what are they? So the hanging branches are actually the roots of the trees, and these grow down from the branches until they reach the ground. These roots are like pillars that provides, this is important, provides strength or support to the plant. These are the roots like pillars that provides, what do they provide? That provides strong support to the tree. Okay. The banyan tree also has roots under the, where do you think the roots will be? Of course, under the ground, just as other trees have. Alright. So this is very important. This question always comes, children, that write about the roots of the banyan tree. So you have to write about the roots which are hanging, which appears like hanging branches, and also the roots which are naturally, it will be there below the ground. Okay. Now there is a law against cutting trees. So this is very important topic. Very important topic, and always this question is asked, so important. Okay. So children, just start. There is a law against cutting trees. So there was a tree growing close to the lamp post. The tree was so full of leaves that the light of the bulb was blocked. People felt that the branches of the tree needed to be trimmed. They just thought the branches to be trimmed. Okay, they didn't think about cutting the trees. They just thought of trimming the branches. Before they do this, they need to take written permission from the government office. Okay, even if you are not cutting the tree, if you are just trimming, you have to take the permission from the government office. You just can't cut the trees, whatever tree, whenever you want. You have to take the permission. So have you seen any tree which has roots growing from its branches? Have you seen any other tree? So if you have seen the banyan tree, of course you know that there are branches. It appears like branch, but it's root. Okay. So let's do this. What is this to be done? This, children, this can be done in the next period. But I'll be just reading it out. But day 4 and day 8, they are just sprouting, bachcha. Okay, so this sprouting can be done in the next period. Can we do it? So this uh, activity, you also have to do it. Just read it here. You just have to take some chana, some mustard seeds and the rajma seeds. Okay, and then you have to soak it, right? And then you have to sprout it. That we'll see later. All right, in the next period.